Hello, this is Dr. Dan Morris, Pembroke Academy Headmaster. I wanted to share this video as an introduction of our re-entry plan and to provide an overview of the timeline up to this point. Pembroke administrators presented a proposal to the Pembroke School Board for the start of the school year at their meeting on Tuesday, July 21st. This proposal, which was developed in collaboration with the administrators from the other schools and sending towns in the SAU, recommended starting the year in a hybrid model. The board asked questions and fielded input from the audience at the meeting and voted to begin the year in a synchronous remote learning model to be revisited every 2 weeks. Synchronous means that students follow the same schedule as they would in the building. The Pembroke School Board met for a public forum on the night of Tuesday, July 28th. At the end of that forum, they approved a motion requesting that the re-entry plans for each Pembroke school be submitted to them and the public for Friday, July 31st, allowing time for stakeholders to review the documents prior to them being discussed at the next Pembroke School Board meeting on Tuesday, August 4th. That meeting will be remote, and you can access the link on the SAU website at sau53.org. The Pembroke Academy re-entry team has submitted a comprehensive plan that explores the 3 learning models suggested by the state, those being remote, hybrid, and full in-person learning. This team examined the benefits and challenges of each model, as well as anticipated the issues we would have to navigate depending on which direction the board decides to go in if they make a change. I encourage everyone to look at this plan, examine the survey data provided in the appendices, review the resources cited from the CDC, the New Hampshire Department of Health and Human Services, and the State School Reopening Guidance document, and please consider all of the hard work that went into the development of this plan by the members of the PA reentry team. I am incredibly proud of the hard work and dedication they've shown. I will share a few highlights of areas that I encourage you to pay close attention to, but first, just to make navigation easier, the table of contents is filled with hyperlinks to each section of the document. So instead of scrolling through the entire 58 pages, you can click on the section you want and go right there from the table of contents. After the introduction of the document and the team overview, both of which I encourage you to read, we share a review of remote learning from the spring and a review of the state's guidance document issued on July 14th. We also provide a review of data collected thus far from Pembroke stakeholders. We then provide an overview of each of the 3 learning models and examine the benefits and challenges inherent in each of those. We share a decision-making tree for parents based on what the board decides to do, and then we recommend a data-driven decision-making matrix that would assist the board in making determinations between these 3 models throughout the year. Then, we explore the health and safety protocols we would put in place for each model and review each component with greater specificity throughout this section. We outline how we would respond to an outbreak in the building and the important role that the New Hampshire Department of Health and Human Services would play in that process. The members of our re-entry team spent a lot of time anticipating issues with how we would run certain in-school protocols, and we examined them in length, comparing what school components like hallway traffic, meals, special education, and others would all look like in each model. We then have a school programming section where we share potential school schedules as well as propose what the school calendar could look like to best facilitate learning in each model. The New Hampshire Department of Education, through the state guidance document it shared on July 14th, has explained that up to 3 days can be used to provide additional professional development for teachers. Consequently, we are recommending that the dates of Thursday, August 27th and Friday, August 28th be changed to professional development days to support teacher training and preparation. We then discuss how we have communicated this plan to stakeholders, and then move on to a list of shared expectations for students, parents, teachers, and the school. This was an important recommendation from the state guidance document and one that we identified as being necessary after our experiences with remote learning in the spring. After our conclusion, there are appendices that have data from our surveys, as well as hyperlinks to documents and resources that we either used in the development of this plan and/or will continue to use throughout the school year. I want to emphasize that the administration and all SAU schools are advocating for a hybrid model to start the year. What is important to consider for reopening is that the CDC and the New Hampshire Department of Health and Human Services have outlined social distancing and face covering protocols that significantly reduce the transmission of COVID-19. It is imperative that these measures be practiced in Pembroke. Like many institutions in the state, reopening was performed in a phased-in approach, allowing for each organization to test systems and protocols and remediate issues as they were identified at a fractional capacity. Arrival and dismissal transitional times between classes, capacity of the nurse's office, capacity of the cafeteria during lunch. These are all systems that need to be tested safely. This is why the administration is still advocating for a hybrid model to start the year in order to load test these areas of concern in a safe manner that still allows in-person learning. After a soft opening, Pembroke can transition to whatever model the board determines is safe, and using a data-driven decision-making matrix, base those decisions on local health data and the logistics within each building. Thank you for your time.